Listen to me. There comes a time in your life when everything you've been through, the pain, the struggle, the doubt, the sleepless nights, it all starts to make sense. This moment, right here, right now, is not an accident. You were made for this moment. I know some of you are tired. You're tired of fighting battles that no one else even sees. You're tired of showing up when life keeps throwing punches. But I came to tell you, this is not the time to give up. This is the time to rise up. This is the time to remind yourself who you are. You've survived too much to quit now. You've cried too long to stay on the floor. Every scar, every failure, every no you've heard was preparing you for your yes. You see, greatness is not born in comfort, it's built in chaos. Champions are not made when things are easy. They're made when the storm is raging, when the world says you can't, but your heart whispers, watch me. So when life tests you, don't run. Don't fold. Don't hide. Look that challenge in the eye and say, I was built for this. Because deep down, you know it's true. You've got something inside of you that no obstacle can destroy. You're not here by chance. You're here because you have purpose. And if you can just hold on, if you can just believe one more day, one more step, you'll see what all that pain was preparing you for. You were made for this moment. And this moment, it's yours. Pressure doesn't break you, it reveals you. It's easy to look at pressure as something that's meant to destroy you, to crush you, to make you quit. But in reality, pressure is life's way of asking, how bad do you want it? When everything around you starts to tighten, when life feels like it's closing in on you, that's not the time to panic. It's the time to rise. Because pressure isn't your enemy. It's your test. It's your mirror. It's showing you exactly who you are when everything else is stripped away. Think about it. Diamonds aren't formed in comfort. They're formed under extreme heat and pressure. The same is true for you. Every great person you admire, every leader, every champion, every dreamer, they didn't become who they are when things were easy. They became who they are when life demanded more of them than they thought they had. Instead of backing down, they stood up backing down. They faced the fire. They didn't run from it. They let it refine them. That's what purpose over pressure really means. It means that when the pressure comes, and trust me, it will, you remind yourself why you started. You remind yourself of the purpose that pulled you out of bed that first morning when no one believed in you. Purpose is what keeps you grounded when everything else shakes. Purpose is what keeps your heart steady when the world feels unstable. You don't give up because you remember the why behind your fight. Most people run from pressure because it feels uncomfortable. It feels heavy. But you gotta understand, pressure is proof that something powerful is happening. The only reason life puts pressure on you is because there's something valuable inside of you that needs to come out. The greater your purpose, the greater your pressure. You can't carry greatness without weight. You can't reach destiny without discipline. So instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Start asking, what is this teaching me? Because that shift in mindset changes everything. Pressure teaches you how to grow. It forces you to think differently, to act differently, to evolve. Every time you go through something that challenges you, you come out stronger, sharper, more focused. And that's how growth works. You can't expand without resistance. Just like muscles need tension to grow, your spirit needs challenges to mature. Without the pressure, you stay the same. You never know how strong you really are. But here's the truth. Most people don't fail because they're not capable. They fail because they let pressure convince them they're not enough. They let fear whisper louder than faith. They see the mount and forget that they were born to climb. You gotta make a decision that no matter what it looks like, no matter how heavy it gets, you're not gonna break. You're gonna breathe through it, believe through it, and push through it. Because pressure doesn't last forever, but purpose does. There will be days when it feels like everything's falling apart. The plan won't go right. The people you trusted will walk away. The doors you prayed for will stay closed. But that's where you gotta hold your ground. That's where you look within and remind yourself, I was made for this. You're not in this position because life made a mistake. You're here because you were chosen for this exact test. And when you choose purpose over pressure, you realize that the weight you're carrying is actually shaping you into the person you were always meant to be. You see, purpose gives pain meaning. Without purpose, pressure feels pointless. It feels like suffering without reward. But when you understand your purpose, you see that every setback was setting you up. Every detour was redirection. Every breakdown was breaking something weak inside of you so that something stronger could rise. Purpose transforms pressure into progress. Don't let the world trick you into thinking comfort is the goal. Comfort is the enemy of growth. Every dream worth chasing comes with discomfort, and every level of success demands a new version of you. You can't stay the same and expect to see change. Pressure pushes you to evolve, to stretch beyond your limits, to discover parts of yourself you never knew existed. When you stop avoiding pressure and start embracing it, life begins to shift. There's a story inside of you that pressure is trying to write. The moments that hurt the most will one day be the chapters that inspire someone else to keep going. You might not see it now, but the pressure you're under today is building a strength you will need tomorrow. You're being conditioned for something greater. The weight is preparing your wings. Let me tell you something, purpose doesn't make life easier, but it makes life worth it. When you live with purpose, the pressure becomes fuel instead of fear. You start to understand that every closed door was protection, every loss was preparation, and every delay was divine timing. You stop asking it, why me, and start declaring, try me. Because you realize the battle isn't meant to break you, it's meant to reveal the warrior within you. If you can just hold on when it's heavy, if you can keep believing when it's dark, you'll reach a point where the pressure that once scared you now strengthens you. You'll start to see that what you thought was punishment was actually preparation. You'll thank the moments that made you cry because they gave you the vision to see your purpose clearly. So when pressure comes knocking again, and it will, don't hide, don't fold, don't let it make you doubt yourself. Stand tall, look life in the eye and say, this is not where I stop. This is where I start. Every trial you face is a new opportunity to prove to yourself that you got what it takes. You are stronger than you think, wiser than you know, and tougher than anything trying to stop you. Pressure only reveals what's already inside of you. It doesn't create weakness. It exposes strength. It doesn't destroy character. It defines it. Once you realize that, pressure becomes a privilege because it means life sees something in you that's worth testing, worth refining, worth elevating. Purpose over pressure isn't a phrase. It's a mindset. It's waking up every morning and deciding that no matter how the world tries to shake you, you won't lose your why. It's knowing that your dreams are bigger than your fears. It's choosing faith when everything looks impossible. It's standing firm when your emotions tell you to quit. And understand this, people might not see what you're going through. They might not understand your process, but that's okay. Purpose is personal. You don't need validation when you got vision. Let the pressure push you, not define you. Let it remind you that you're built for more. When you put purpose over pressure, you begin to see life differently. Challenges become chances, setbacks become setup. The weight that once felt unbearable becomes the very reason you rise. You start to trust the process even when you can't see the outcome. Because deep down, you know everything you're facing is forming something powerful inside of you. So today, if you feel the pressure, don't run from it. Embrace it. Breathe through it. Let it do its work. You're being molded, refined, and strengthened. The pressure you're under today is shaping the power you'll stand in tomorrow. And one day, when you look back, you'll realize that the moments that tested you the most were the moments that transformed you the most. You'll see that the pressure didn't break you. It revealed you. You'll understand that purpose was guiding you all along, even when it didn't make sense. You were made for this. The weight you're carrying is not a punishment, it's a process. Keep your focus, keep your faith, keep your fire. Because when you live with purpose, no amount of pressure can stop your promise. When life gets tough, when everything seems to be falling apart, most people run from the fire. They look for a way out, a shortcut, an escape. But if you want to grow, if you want to become the person you were meant to be, you can't run from the fire. You have to walk through it. Faith is not tested when things are easy. Faith is tested when the flames rise higher, when the heat feels unbearable, when your vision starts to blur and your hope begins to fade. That's where real faith begins. Faith in the fire is what separates those who dream from those who do. Anybody can believe when life feels safe. Anybody can have hope when everything's going according to plan. But real faith shows up when you don't see the outcome, when you can't control the situation, when all you can do is trust that somehow, some way, it's all going to work out. That's the kind of faith that changes people. That's the kind of faith that builds warriors. You see, fire isn't just destruction, It's transformation. When gold is refined, it's placed in fire so that everything impure can rise to the surface and be removed. The gold doesn't lose its value. It becomes more valuable. The same thing happens to you. Every time life throws you into the fire, it's not trying to destroy you. It's refining you. It's burning off the fear, the doubt, the weakness, the hesitation. It's revealing what's pure, what's strong, what's real inside of you. Faith in the fire means trusting the process, even when it hurts. It means believing that what you're going through has purpose, even when it doesn't make sense. It means knowing that just because you're in the fire doesn't mean you're forgotten. You might be in the middle of a chaos, but you're not alone. There's something divine happening beneath the surface, something that will only be revealed once you make it through. The truth is, the fire is never meant to last forever. It's temporary. But what it produces in you, that lasts a lifetime. It builds patience. It builds endurance. It builds resilience. It builds a kind of faith that can't be shaken by circumstance. Because once you've walked through the fire and survived, you stop fearing it. You realize that if you made it through that storm, you can make it through anything. Sometimes the hardest part of walking through the fire is that you can't see the end. You can't see what's waiting on the other side. And that uncertainty can be terrifying. That's when you have to remind yourself that faith isn't about seeing, it's about believing. It's about walking even when you don't know where the path leads. It's about trusting that the same power that brought you this far won't abandon you now. When you walk through the fire with faith, you stop asking, oh, why me? And start saying, use me. You stop viewing pain as punishment and start viewing it as preparation. Every challenge you face is molding you into someone stronger, wiser, more compassionate. The fire doesn't just refine you, it reveals your purpose. It shows you what you're made of, what you're capable of, and what you were born to overcome. Some people spend their whole lives avoiding the fire. They stay comfortable. They stay safe. But the problem with comfort is that it keeps you small. It keeps you stuck in the same place. The fire might be uncomfortable, but it's where growth happens. It's where transformation takes place. Without the fire, you'll never discover your full potential. You'll never know the strength that's sleeping inside of you. When you look at history, when you look at every person who changed the world, they all had to go through a fire. They all had moments when life broke them down, when they were tested beyond their limits. But what made them great was not the fire itself. It was their faith in it. They refused to let it consume them. They let it purify them. And when they emerged, they weren't the same. They were stronger, wiser, unstoppable. Faith in the fire is not about pretending the pain doesn't hurt. It's not about faking strength. It's about standing firm even when your knees are shaking. It's about trusting that the heat is not the end of your story. You can cry, you can struggle, you can fall, but don't lose faith. Don't let the fire make you forget who you are. Because sometimes the fire is exactly what reveals your identity. Every great comeback starts in the fire. Every breakthrough begins at the breaking point. You can't rise if you're not willing to fall. You can't be reborn if you're not willing to let parts of your old self burn away. The fire is where the old you die and the new you begin. It's painful, yes, but it's powerful. Because the version of you that walks out of the fire will never fear the flames again. Now here's the thing. When you walk through the fire with faith, you inspire others to do the same. People watch how you handle the heat. They see your strength, your perseverance, your belief when everything seems impossible, and it gives them hope. Your endurance becomes someone else's encouragement. Your story becomes someone else's survival guide. That's the beauty of faith. It's contagious. But don't forget, walking through the fire doesn't mean standing still and waiting for rescue. It means moving forward, one step at a time, even when you can't see where your foot will land. It means speaking victory when defeat surrounds you. It means believing that the fire is not a barrier. It's a bridge to something greater. Every step through the fire is a step toward your destiny. Sometimes faith in the fire means standing alone. There will be moments when people walk away when they don't understand what you're going through, when they doubt your vision. But remember this, faith doesn't need applause. Faith doesn't need agreement. Faith just needs belief. You don't need everyone to believe in you. You just need to believe in yourself and the purpose burning inside you. When the flames rise higher and you feel like giving up, that's when you remind yourself of everything you've already survived. This isn't your first fire. You've been through storms before. You faced pain before, and every time you made it through, you're still standing. You're still breathing. That means you still have purpose. You still have something left to give. The fire is not your enemy. It's your training ground. It's teaching you how to stand in the face of adversity. It's teaching you how to trust even when life doesn't make sense. It's teaching you how to keep your faith when everything else is falling apart. And when you come out of it, you won't just survive, you'll shine. You see, everything that was weak, everything that was false, everything that was temporary will have burned away. What's left will be pure. What's left will be strong. So the next time you find yourself in the fire, don't panic. Don't beg for escape. Instead, ask for strength. Ask for wisdom. Ask for courage. Because faith isn't about avoiding the flames. It's about learning to dance in them. It's about knowing that even in the fire, you are not defeated. You are being defined. One day, you'll look back on the moments that nearly broke you and realize they were actually the moments that built you. You'll thank the fire for revealing your true strength. You'll thank the pain for teaching you how to believe when sight failed you. You'll understand that the fire was never against you. It was for you. It was shaping you for your next level. And when you finally step out of the fire, people won't recognize you. You won't even recognize yourself. The fear will be gone. The doubt will be gone. What remains will be pure faith, unshakable, unbreakable, unstoppable faith. The kind of faith that moves mountains, the kind of faith that faces storms with peace, the kind of faith that looks at flames and says, I'm not afraid. Don't wait for perfect condition. Step in with faith and let life refine you. Because it's in those moments of heat, those moments of pressure, those moments of uncertainty that your true power is born. Faith doesn't eliminate the fire, it carries you through it. And when you emerge on the other side, you'll know that no matter what life throws at you, you got something inside of you that can't be burned. That's what faith in the fire means. It's not about escaping, it's about enduring. It's about trusting that the same God, the same strength, the same light that started your journey is walking beside you through every flame. You were never alone, not for a single second. The fire didn't come to destroy you, it came to define you. And when it's over, you'll walk out with your head high, your heart full, and your face stronger than ever before. Your pain wasn't pointless. It was preparation. Every heartbreak, every disappointment, every sleepless night you thought would never end, it was all shaping you for something bigger. Pain doesn't come to destroy you, it comes to develop you. It's life's most honest teacher, the one that never sugarcoats a lesson. And while it hurts, while it burns, while it tests every ounce of your patience, it's the one thing that builds you into someone unstoppable. You see, everyone wants success, but nobody wants the process that builds it. Everybody wants strength, but nobody wants the struggle that forges it. The truth is, pain is the process. You don't grow in the light, you grow in the dark, you grow in the nights when no one is watching, when your heart feels heavy, when you're questioning everything. That's where transformation happens. Every great story begins with a struggle. Every person who has ever achieved something meaningful has walked through pain that nobody saw. You can't have growth without discomfort. The people who live with purpose, the ones who rise above, are the ones who stopped running from pain and started learning from it. They realize that pain isn't punishment, it's preparation for the promise. Think about it like this. When a seed is planted, it's buried in darkness. It's surrounded by dirt, unseen and forgotten. But that's not the end of the story. That's the beginning. The darkness is necessary growth. The pressure is necessary for breakthrough. The seed can't become a tree unless it first survives the underground. You are that seed. The darkness you've been buried in isn't your grave. It's your growing ground. Pain teaches you what comfort never could. It teaches you empathy because once you suffer, you start to understand what others are going through. It teaches you patience because real change takes time. It teaches you gratitude because when you lost something and then rebuild, you appreciate every small victory. Pain gives depth to your soul. Without it, you'd be shallow, fragile, easy to break. But with it, you become unshakable. It's in the moments when you think you can't take any more that you're actually closest to transformation. That's when life is stretching you, expanding your capacity to handle more. Every time you survive a difficult season, your strength multiplies. You start to realize that the pain you feel is actually your greatest advantage. It built a resilience in you that can't be taught in a classroom. It gave you wisdom that no textbook could provide. When you look back on the hardest chapters of your life, you'll see they were the ones that taught you the most. They taught you who you could trust, who you could. They revealed who you really are when everything else is stripped away. Pain exposes truth, it removes the mask. You find out what really matters. You find out what's worth fighting for, and in that discovery, you find yourself. There's beauty in pain if you choose to see it. Because pain is proof that you're alive, that you're still in the fight, that you still have purpose. The ones who feel pain the deepest often have the greatest capacity to love, to create, to inspire. The scars you carry are not signs of weakness. They're evidence that you survived. Every scar tells a story of battle won, not lost. Sometimes you pray for strength, but it doesn't come wrapped in comfort. It comes wrapped in struggle. You ask for wisdom, and life gives you confusion. You ask for courage, and life gives you fear to conquer. That's how growth works. Every challenge is an answer to a prayer in disguise, or to a prayer in disguise. The pain you face is not rejection, it's redirection. It's life steering you toward who you are meant to be. Don't curse your pain. Don't despise the process. Every tear that falls, every moment you thought you were breaking was building you. It was making your heart stronger, your mind sharper, your spirit wiser. The version of you that's coming after this pain will be unrecognizable compared to the one that entered it. Because once you've been through the fire and survived, you never fear the flames again. When you're in pain, it's easy to think you're alone. It's easy to believe no one understands, that no one sees your struggle. But the truth is, you're being molded in private for something that will be revealed in public. You're being refined behind the scenes for a moment when your strength will inspire others. People will see your success, but they won't see the nights you cried yourself to sleep. They'll admire your confidence, but they won't know the insecurities you had to battle. They'll applaud your strength, but they'll never know what it cost you. That's why you can't compare your pain to someone else's story. Everyone's process is different. Everyone's fire burns at a different temperature. And sometimes the reason your pain feels so heavy is because your purpose is so great. The deeper the pain, the higher the calling. You're not just going through it, you're growing through it. Pain prepares you for pressure. It toughens you up so that when life hands you responsibility, you don't crumble under it. You've already carried something heavier. You've already survived worse. That's the secret behind every strong person you admire. They learn how to turn pain into power. There's a quiet power in pain that most people overlook. It teaches you to listen, to reflect, to heal. It forces you to slow down and reconnect with what really matters. Pain strips away the noise and leaves you face to face with your truth. And sometimes that truth hurts, but it's necessary. You can't heal what you won't face. You can't grow from what you won't acknowledge. Pain makes you honest with yourself, with others, with life. The problem is, we live in a world that runs from pain. Everyone wants quick fixes, instant results, easy paths. But nothing meaningful comes easy. Growth takes time. Healing takes time. Becoming who you were meant to be takes time. The pain you feel today might not make sense right now, but one day it will. One day you'll look back and say, if I hadn't gone through that, I wouldn't be who I am today. The greatest lessons come wrapped in heartbreak. The greatest strength comes from seasons of weakness. The greatest clarity comes after confusion. You can't appreciate the light if you've never walked through darkness. Pain gives you perspective. It humbles you. It teaches you to rely not on what's temporary, but on what's eternal. It reminds you that everything you lose can be replaced, but the person you become in the process, that's forever. Every storm you face leaves something behind. Maybe it breaks you open, but that's how the light gets in. Maybe it knocks you down, but that's how you learn to rise. Maybe it changes your plans, but that's how you find your true path. Pain doesn't mean you're cursed. It means you're chosen for growth. You've been trusted with something heavy because you have the strength to carry it. There's no wasted pain. Nothing you've been through was for nothing. The heartbreaks, the rejections, the failures, they all serve a purpose. Maybe the purpose was to make you more compassionate. Maybe it was to teach you patience. Maybe it was to remove people who weren't meant to go where you're headed. Pain doesn't always explain itself right away, but it always delivers something valuable in time. And when you come out on the other side, when you look back at everything you've endured, you'll realize that pain didn't weaken you, it prepared you. It prepared you to handle blessings without arrogance, to face challenges without fear, to love without losing yourself. It prepares you to step into your destiny with confidence because you've already survived what others couldn't. So when life gets tough, when you feel like giving up, remind yourself that this pain has a purpose. It's not here to destroy you. It's here to prepare you. Preparation through pain is how warriors are made. It's how leaders are born. It's how purpose is discovered. You're being stretched, tested, refined, but you're not being defeated. You're being developed. Don't rush the process. Don't quit before the transformation. One day you'll understand why you had to go through what you did. One day the tears will make sense. Heartbreak will seem necessary. The setbacks will look like blessings. And you'll realize that your pain was never in vain. It was the foundation for your strength, the reason for your wisdom, and the pathway to your purpose. Because pain, when faced with courage and faith, it becomes the most powerful preparation tool in life. It builds the kind of character that can't be shaken, the kind of faith that can't be broken, and the kind of purpose that can't be stopped. So the next time life hurts, the next time the fire burns, remember this, it's not the end, it's the beginning of something new. Your pain is preparing you for your promise. Keep walking, keep believing. You're becoming who you were meant to be. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Destiny doesn't just happen. It's built through daily choices, consistent effort, and the willingness to do what others won't. Everybody talks about dreams, about success, about greatness, but very few people talk about discipline. Discipline is the quiet force behind every victory. It's not loud, it's not glamorous, and it's definitely not easy, but it's necessary. Because no matter how big your dreams are, without discipline, they stay dreams. Destiny demands discipline. It demands that you show up when it's hard, when you don't feel like it, when no one is watching. It demands that you commit to the process long after the excitement fades. Anybody can start, but very few finish. Starting takes motivation. Finishing takes discipline. Motivation is a spark. It feels good, it gives you energy, but it doesn't last. Discipline is the fire that keeps burning even when everything else has gone cold. Discipline means doing what needs to be done, even when your emotions don't agree. It means staying consistent when progress feels invisible. It means saying a no to comfort so you can say yes to purpose. Say yes to the purpose. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, you're taking one step closer to your destiny. And that's what separates dreamers from doers. Discipline. The truth is, success doesn't come from massive leaps. It comes from small, consistent steps taken every single day. It's not what you do once in a while that defines you. It's what you do repeatedly. Discipline is about habits. Your destiny is shaped by your daily routine. The way you spend your mornings, the way you use your time, the choices you make when no one's around, all of it is writing the story of your future. The people who seem unstoppable, the ones who rise to greatness, aren't necessarily more talented than others. They're just more consistent. They've trained their minds to keep going when their bodies want to stop. They've learned to control their emotions instead of letting emotions control them. That's discipline. It's the difference between potential and performance, between intention and impact. Discipline doesn't come naturally. It's built. You have to train it like a muscle. The more you practice it, the stronger it gets. Every time you push through resistance, you're reinforcing that muscle. The first time you wake up early, it's hard. The second time, still hard. But after a while, it becomes who you are. Discipline turns difficult into normal. It rewires your brain to choose progress over procrastination, growth over comfort. You have to understand something. Your destiny won't wait for you to feel ready. Life doesn't wait for perfect timing. If you want to step into your calling, you have to move with what you have, where you are. Discipline fills the gap between your current capability and your ultimate calling. You might not see the full picture right now, but every disciplined step you take paints another piece of it. There will be days when you feel like giving up, days when the results don't match the effort, days when no one claps for you, no one believes in you, and everything inside you screams, "Oh, quit." But that's where discipline shines the brightest. It's easy to be consistent when life rewards you, but true discipline shows up when life doesn't. It's what keeps you moving when the applause stops. You can't build a legacy on emotion. Emotions change. Discipline doesn't. Destiny isn't built by feeling. It's built by faith and follow through. It's built by those who wake up tired but still put in the work. It's built by those who choose focus over fun, growth over gossip, purpose over pleasure. Discipline means saying no to temporary satisfaction, so you can say yes to long-term success. The challenge is that most people let comfort talk them out of greatness. They want the reward without the work, the progress without the process. But destiny doesn't bend to comfort. It bends to consistency. You can't have both. Either you chase comfort and lose growth, or you chase growth and outgrow comfort. Discipline means choosing the latter every single time. Discipline is love in action. It's proof that you believe in yourself enough to hold yourself accountable. You don't discipline what you don't value. So if you truly believe in your dream, your future, your purpose, then discipline becomes non-negotiable. You start protecting your time, your energy, your focus. You start surrounding yourself with people who challenge you, not those who comfort your excuses. One of the hardest lessons discipline teaches you is patience, because results take time. Growth is not instant. You plant seeds long before you see the harvest. The disciplined person keeps watering even when nothing seems to be sprouting. They keep showing up, trusting that every effort counts. Destiny is built one faithful day at a time. And here's the truth. Discipline isn't about perfection. It's about progress. You'll fail. You'll fall short. You'll have bad days. But discipline is what brings you back. It's what keeps you steady when you stumble. It's not about doing everything right. It's about not quitting when things go wrong. The disciplined person knows that consistency beats perfection every time. Think of every great athlete, artist, leader, or visionary. What do they all have in common? Discipline. They all had a vision that required sacrifice. They woke up early, stayed late, practiced longer, pushed harder. And while the world celebrated their success, very few saw the repetition behind it. The early mornings, the missed parties, the nights spent working when others slept. That's the price of destiny. If you want to walk in your purpose, you must become the kind of person who doesn't wait for motivation. You create momentum through action. You train your mind to obey your purpose, not your feelings. You stop negotiating with laziness. You stop making excuses. Every time you give in to comfort, you delay your destiny. Every time you choose discipline, you accelerate it. Discipline also demands self-control. You can't lead others if you can't lead yourself. You can't manage opportunities if you can't manage distraction. Discipline means knowing when to rest and when to rise, when to speak and when to stay silent, when to act and when to wait. It's not just about working hard, it's about working wisely. And sometimes discipline means walking away from things, people, or habits that don't align with your destiny. Because not everything that feels good is good for you. Not everyone who started with you is meant to finish with you. Discipline gives you the strength to let go of what no longer serves your growth. It helps you protect your purpose from anything that threatens it. You'll know you're growing in discipline when you stop chasing approval and start chasing alignment. When you stop caring about how things look and start caring about what's right. When you no longer need someone to remind you to do the work. You do it because it's who you are. Discipline becomes your identity, not your obligation. Destiny demands this level of commitment because the higher you ride, the more pressure you face. Listen to me. You didn't wake up by accident today. You didn't come this far just to come this far. You were made for this moment. Every challenge, every sleepless night, every setback, every tear, it wasn't there to break you, it was there to build you. This moment you're in right now, this pressure, this storm, this uncertainty, it's not punishment, it's preparation. Some of you have been asking, why me? And I'm here to flip the script. Why not you? You've been forged in fire. You walked through things most people would have quit on. And you're still here. You're still standing. That means something. Don't you dare shrink. When it's time to shine, don't you dare doubt yourself when you were designed to dominate. You're not weak. You're not average. You're not a mistake. You are chosen. You are called. You were made for this moment. So rise up. Tap into everything you got inside you. The world's not waiting for a perfect version of you. It's waiting for the real you to show up. Pressure reveals purpose. You're stronger than you think. You see, most people misunderstand pressure. They think pressure is a punishment. They think pressure is a sign that something's wrong, that life is unfair, that maybe they're not cut out for this journey. But let me tell you something real. Pressure isn't punishment. Pressure is preparation. Pressure is the stage where purpose is discovered. You don't know who you are until life tests you. You don't know how strong you are until life pushes you to your limit. Pressure is what separates those who wish for greatness from those who work for it. When life hits hard, most people fold. Most people back down, complain, or walk away. But you didn't quit. That pressure you're feeling right now, that overwhelming stress, that anxiety, that uncertainty, that's not because you're weak. It's because something inside you is being activated. Diamonds are not made in comfort. Diamonds are made under extreme pressure. Steel doesn't become steel without fire. And you don't become your best self without being pushed, stretched, tested. See, you're being forged. You're not breaking down, you're breaking through. You gotta stop seeing pressure as the enemy and start seeing it as the evidence that you're on the right path. If it was easy, everybody would do it. If your dream didn't stretch you, it wouldn't be big enough. That pressure is telling you that you're walking towards something that matters. You're aiming high. And yes, it's heavy. Yes, it's hard. Yes, sometimes it feels like you can't breathe. But let me remind you, your purpose was built for this. You were created to handle pressure. You've already been through more than most. You've already survived days that should have broken you. You've already overcome moments that made you cry yourself to sleep. And guess what? You woke up. You're still here. And that tells me you're not weak. That tells me pressure doesn't scare you. It shapes you. You're stronger than you think. Strength isn't just about muscles or hustle. Strength is about resilience. It's about mindset. It's about the ability to take the hit and keep going, to get knocked down and get back up. Some people only know how to function when everything's perfect, but you've learned how to survive in chaos. You've learned how to stay focused in the storm. You've learned how to keep walking when the path wasn't clear. That's not weakness. That's power. That's purpose in motion. Think back to every moment you thought you couldn't go on. Remember the nights you cried, the mornings you didn't want to get out of bed, the times you felt like giving up, but you did. Something deep inside you said, keep going. Something whispered, oh, there's more in you. That's purpose talking. That's pressure producing growth. You didn't just survive those moments, you grew through them. And that growth, that's what this moment is all about. Some of you are standing in the middle of pressure right now. You feel like the weight of the world is on your shoulders. You feel like everyone's watching, waiting to see if you'll fail. You feel like the expectations are too much. But let me remind you, this isn't the moment to back down. This is the moment to step up. You weren't given this life by mistake. You weren't handed these challenges because life hates you. You were chosen for this moment because life knew you had the strength, the heart, the soul, the faith to win. You're not here to break. You're here to build. You're here to rise. Pressure is not the enemy. Pressure is the truth teller. It reveals who's really committed. It exposes whether you're serious or just talking. Just whether your dreams are real or just fantasy. You say you want success, then pressure's going to come and knock on your door and say, approve it. You say you want to be a leader, then pressure's going to put you in situations where everyone's counting on you and you don't feel ready. And that's the test. That's where you find out who you really are. And if you hold on, if you don't quit, you'll discover that you're stronger, smarter, tougher, and more focused than you ever imagined. You've got something in you that can't be measured by tests or numbers or opinions. You've got something in you that pressure can't destroy. It can only reveal. That's the gift. That's the fire. That's the purpose. But it only comes out when the pressure comes in. When everything's easy, you don't grow. When everything's handed to you, you stay the same. But when life challenges you, when pressure increases, that's when your greatness gets exposed. So I dare you right now, embrace the pressure. Lean into it. Don't run from it. Don't numb it. Don't pray it away. Thank God for it. Because the pressure is pushing you into your next level. The pressure is pointing you to your true calling. The pressure is building you into the person you were always meant to be. It's painful, yes, but it's purposeful. And when you come out on the other side, when you see what's been unlocked inside of you, you'll realize that the pressure didn't come to kill you. It came to crown you. It came to crown you. You were made for this. You were born for this. And I need you to act like it. I need you to wake up with fire. I need you to stop doubting yourself. I need you to remind yourself daily. I was made for this moment because the pressure isn't the problem. The problem is when you forget who you are. The pressure didn't create your greatness. It just revealed it. So now is the time. No more excuses, no more fear, no more shrinking. You've got what it takes. The only question is, will you rise under pressure or run from it? I know the answer. Because if you weren't built for this, you wouldn't even be here. You are stronger than you think. And this moment, this challenge, this pressure, it's just the beginning of your transformation. You were made for this moment. You survived storms that were meant to drown you. Now it's your time to soar. Think about that for a second. Really think about it. There were moments in your life where the pain was so deep, the hurt was so heavy, the fear so real that you thought you weren't going to make it. You thought that was the end. You thought that storm was going to destroy everything inside you. But look at you. You're still here. You're still standing. You might be bruised. You might be scarred. You might even be tired, but you're not broken. You're still breathing. And as long as you're breathing, you've got power. As long as your heart is beating, you've got a future. And the fact that you made it through what was supposed to kill you means you've been chosen to rise above it all. See, storms don't last forever. But when you're inside one, it feels like they will. It feels like the rain will never stop, like the sky will never clear, like the lightning and thunder are always going to shake your soul. But every storm runs out of rain. Every dark cloud eventually passes. And what's left is you, stronger, wiser, tougher than you were before. The storm didn't leave you the same. It shifted you. It revealed things about you that you didn't know were there. It showed you your strength. It showed you your resilience. It showed you what happens when you refuse to give up. There were people who counted you out. There were people who said, they'll never make it. There were people who walked away from you when you were at your lowest, thinking you were finished. But they didn't know what was inside you. They didn't see the fight in you. They didn't understand the fire burning in your soul. You were made for more. And the storm, it wasn't there to destroy you. It was there to prepare you for the next level. It was there to remove the things that were holding you back. It was there to force you to grow. Too many people let the storm define them. They let their pain become their identity, but not you. You didn't just go through the storm, you grew through it. You didn't just survive. You evolved. You gained strength. You gained perspective. You gained a deeper sense of purpose. And now that you've made it through, it's your time to soar. It's your time to rise. It's your time to walk in the fullness of who you were created to be. You see, eagles don't run from storms. They rise above them. They use the wind, the chaos, the pressure, not to hide, but to lift themselves higher. That's what you're about to do. You're not just going to recover. You're going to rise. You didn't endure all that pain for nothing, You didn't walk through the fire to go back to who you were before. That storm changed you. Now it's time to show the world what it made. This is your season to soar. But you can't soar if you're still holding on to the weight of the past. You can't fly if you're still chained to who you used to be. You've got to let go. Let go of the guilt. Let go of the shame. Let go of the fear. Let go of the doubts. The storm already did its job. It taught you what needed to be learned. It revealed what needed to be healed. Now it's time to spread your wings. You've got to believe that you're worthy of this next chapter. You've got to stop rehearsing the pain and start embracing the power. What happened to you doesn't define you. How you responded does. You're a warrior. You're a survivor. You're proof that strength doesn't come from perfection. It comes from perseverance. It comes from getting up when life knocks you down. It comes from pushing forward when everything in you says quit. And don't you dare compare your journey to anyone else's. Your storm was your storm for a reason. Your pain was uniquely yours. And now your purpose is too. You didn't go through all of that to live an average life. You didn't overcome all that chaos to play it small. You were designed to stand out. You were meant to be a light. So don't hide what you've been through. Use it. Let it fuel you. Let it drive you. Let it remind you every day that you are capable of anything. There's a version of you that you haven't even met yet. The version that flies, the version that's not afraid anymore. The version that walks with confidence, not because life is easy, but because they've been through enough to know they can handle hard. That version of you is ready. It's time to stop walking in fear. It's time to stop letting your past hold your future hostage. It's time to stop shrinking to fit into places you've outgrown. You've gotten wings now. It's time to soar. But here's the truth. Soaring doesn't happen by accident. It takes intention. It takes courage. It takes the decision to trust the process, to lean into the unknown, to move even when you're scared. It takes the willingness to leave behind what's comfortable for what's calling you. That storm broke your comfort zone on purpose. It shook your foundation so you could rebuild it stronger. Don't go back to what broke you. Don't settle for survival when you were born to thrive. You've been through enough. Now it's your time. Time to step into rooms you once felt unworthy of. Time to speak with a voice you once kept silent. Time to love yourself the way you always should have. Time to chase the dream you were afraid to speak out loud. You didn't come this far just to come this far. You didn't endure all of that to stay the same. That storm didn't defeat you, it refined you. You're not the same person anymore, and that's the point. This is the moment where everything shifts, where your past becomes your power, where your pain becomes your platform, where your struggle becomes your story, and not one of shame, but of strength. You survived the worst days of your life. Now it's time to live the best ones. No more waiting. No more questioning if you're ready. You're ready because of the storm. You're ready because you didn't give up. You're ready because every time life knocked you down, you rose. So fly. Fly like you've never flown before. Walk like the storm didn't win, because it did. Speak like someone who knows their worth. Show up like someone who's been through the fire and came out gold. You're not broken. You're built. You're not weak. You're winning. You're not lost. You're launching. This is your moment. The world is waiting for what you've been becoming. You didn't survive by accident. You were destined to soar. Now go. Take flight. Excuses don't live in this moment. Only execution does. There comes a time in your life when you got to make a decision. A real decision. Not a maybe. Not a someday. A decision that says, oh, from this moment forward, I'm done making excuses. Because you can't have results and excuses at the same time. They don't coexist. Excuses are easy. Excuses are comfortable. Excuses make you feel like it's okay to delay, to wait, to hope that success will come knocking without effort. But listen to me. Success doesn't visit people who wait around blaming, complaining, or explaining away their potential. It shows up in the lives of those who execute. You say you want change. You say you want more. Then it's time to show up every single day. You don't need more time. You need more focus. You don't need more chances. You need more action. It's not your lack of opportunity holding you back. It's your abundance of excuses. And if you're being honest with yourself, you know that. Deep down, you know that the goals you wrote down, the vision you have, the life you want, it requires discipline, it requires consistency, and most of all, it requires you to stop talking about it and start being about it, and start being about it. You can't build your dream on a foundation of excuses. You can't elevate if you keep choosing your comfort zone over your calling. Excuses are thieves. They steal your time, your energy, your momentum, your belief. Every time you say, I'll do it tomorrow. Every time you say, I'm too tired, it's too hard. He did more than I do. You're giving your power away. You're giving the moment away. And this moment right here, this woman right here, this one doesn't care about your excuses. It only responds to execution. You don't need to feel ready to execute. You don't need to feel perfect. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need to move. You just need to do what needs to be done, regardless of how you feel. You think champions feel motivated every day? You think successful people always feel like showing up? No. What they feel doesn't run their life. Their purpose does. Their discipline does. Their commitment does. And that's where you got to get to, where your vision is louder, where your goals shout louder than your excuses whisper, where your actions speak so loud you don't have to say a word. It's time to look yourself in the mirror and own it. Own the fact that you've been holding back. Own the fact that you've been waiting for perfect conditions that don't exist. Don't exist. Own the fact that the only thing standing between you and where you want to be is you. But that's not a reason to feel shame. That's a reason to feel power. Because if it's on you, then that means you can change it. That means you don't have to wait for anybody else. You don't have to beg, borrow, or wish. You just have to work. You just have to decide that excuses are no longer welcome in your life. You gotta treat every day like it matters. Because it does. You don't get this moment again. You don't get this opportunity again. And while you're hesitating, someone else is executing. While you're rationalizing why it's not the right time, someone else is using what they've got and making it happen. Life rewards execution. It rewards people who move, who act, who risk, who do, not people who wait, not people who explain. Not people who hide behind fear, dressed up as logic. You can read all the books, watch all the videos, listen to all the motivational speeches. But until you act, nothing changes. Execution is the difference between those who dream and those who live their dreams. It's the bridge between ideas and reality. You don't need a new plan. You need to work the one you got. You don't need new inspiration. You need to follow through on what already inspired you. Your destiny is waiting, but it's not gonna wait forever, and it's not gonna chase you. You have to go get it. You have to fight for it. You have to execute like your life depends on it, because it does. And understand this, execution isn't about doing something once. It's not about having a productive day and calling it progress. It's about showing up over and over again, even when no one's watching, even when no one's clapping, even when no one believes but you. It's about putting in the reps, making the calls, doing the work, not for praise, not for applause, but because you decided that your future deserves it. Because you know that consistency compounds, one action at a time, one brick at a time, and brick by brick, you build a life you're proud of. But that only happens if you kill the excuses. No more I'm too busy. No more I'm not ready. No more what if I fail? What if you succeed? What if you're one action away from the breakthrough? One bold step away from the door opening? You won't know unless you move, unless you act, unless you stop waiting to feel like it and force your way into progress. The clock is ticking. And I don't say that to scare you. I say it to wake you up. You don't have time to waste. You don't have time to doubt. You got a purpose to fulfill, a life to build, depending on you, and most importantly, a version of yourself you haven't met yet. And they're waiting on the other side of execution. You owe it to yourself to find out what happens when you stop making excuses and start making moves. You don't have to be the smartest. You don't have to be the most talented. You don't have to have the most money or the best background. You just have to outwork your excuses. You just have to show up every day and say, no more delay, no more hiding, no more reasons. I'm ready. And then prove it with your actions. Because when you do that, when you choose execution over excuses, that's when the world starts moving in your favor. That's when opportunities open. That's when momentum builds. That's when the dream starts becoming real. So make the choice today. Burn the list of excuses. Rip up the script that says you're not good enough, not ready enough, not lucky enough. Replace it with action, with discipline, with faith, with execution every single day. Show up and do, even if it's small. Because small, consistent action beats big, inconsistent intention every time. Don't talk about it. Don't post about it. Be about it. This is your moment. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Executions don't. Make that your mantra. Make that your mindset. Make that your identity, because the future belongs to those who execute, not to those who explain why they never did. So let's go. No more delays. No more fear. No more waiting for permission. You're ready. You're capable. And it's time to execute. Don't run from the fire. Raw fire you feel, that pressure, that discomfort, it's not there to consume you. It's there to change you. Life's fire doesn't come to destroy the strong. It comes to define them. And you, yes, you are being refined by the very fire you're trying to avoid. You keep asking, why am I going through this? Why does it hurt so much? Why does it feel like everything is against me? But maybe the fire isn't a punishment. Maybe it's the process. Maybe it's the exact thing that will shape you into who you were always meant to be. Fire is the test. It's the crucible. It doesn't care about your comfort. It's here to strip away the lies, the fears, the excuses. Fire has one goal: to leave behind only what is pure, what is real. And if you let it, if you face it instead of fleeing, you'll come out stronger. You'll come out wiser. You'll come out unstoppable. But too many people never rise because they keep running. They spend their lives avoiding a hard conversation, avoiding the pain, avoiding the pressure. But you can't become who you're called to be if you keep running from the very thing that's designed to wake you up. The fire comes in many forms: rejection, failure, betrayal, loss, fear, doubt. But every flame, every burn, every heat-filled moment is working something out of you and working something greater into you. You can't reach your full potential without passing through the fire. You can't build resilience if you're always running to safety. You can't grow if you refuse to be uncomfortable. So stop praying for it to go away and start asking, what is this fire trying to teach me? There's something in you that only comes alive under pressure. You don't find your strength on the mountaintop. You find it in the furnace. You find it when everything seems like it's falling apart, but you refuse to quit. You find it when you're sweating, crying, shaking, and still taking one more step forward. That's where transformation happens. That's where the ordinary becomes extraordinary. Not because you avoided the fire, but because you endured it. You gotta stop seeing fire as the enemy. It's not your enemy. It's your environment. The fire doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're forging. Steel doesn't become steel until it's been through the heat. Gold isn't gold until it's been refined. Man, your purpose, your calling, your greatness, it won't emerge until it's been tested. So when the heat comes, don't panic. Don't shrink. Don't run. Ride. I know it hurts. I know the fire can feel unbearable, but you've been through enough already to prove that pain doesn't define you. Perseverance does. You've survived storms, walked through darkness, and here you are, still standing. That means there's more inside you. That means the fire hasn't broken you. It's been building you. It's been teaching you. It's been waking up that part of you that you forgot existed. That version of you who doesn't back down. That version who doesn't settle. That version who knows how to rise. You want the crown, but are you willing to go through the cross? You want the victory, but are you willing to endure the fire? Everybody wants the reward, but very few are willing to go through the refining. That's why the fire is so important. It reveals who's committed and who's just curious. And if you're still here, if you're still pressing forward, then I know something about you. You're committed. You've already chosen not to be average. Now it's time to choose not to back down. The fire is not final, it's foundational. It's not where your story ends. It's where your real story begins. You don't rise from ease. You rise from ashes. You rise from setbacks. You rise from setbacks. You rise from pain. And every time you stand up again, you're telling the fire, you can't stop me. You're telling your past, you don't define me. You're telling the world, oh, watch what happens when I stop running and stop rising. So rise with intention. So rise with courage. Rise knowing that you're not who you were yesterday. You're stronger now. You're wiser now. You've been tested and tempered. And now you can walk through fire without flinching because you know what you're made of. This isn't just about motivation. This is about identity. This is about reclaiming your power and declaring, I don't need to run anymore. I was built for this. Running is a reflex, but rising is a choice. But rising is a choice. It's a decision you make every day to stand in the middle of the fire and refuse to be consumed. To say, this heat won't break me, it will build me. To say, I'm not a victim of the fire, I'm a product of it. To say every trial, every tear, every tough moment, it was training. And now you walk differently, you speak differently, you think differently because you've been through the fire and you're still here. And that's the truth. Fire reveals what can't be burned. The fake stuff, it goes up in smoke. But the real you, the one with grit, vision, strength, love, purpose, that she rises through the flames. So don't be afraid to face it. Don't be afraid to feel it. Don't be afraid to stand in it. Because the fire isn't there to show you what you lost. It's there to show you what you got. Right now, you might be in the middle of something painful, something confusing, something that feels unfair, unbearable, even unrelenting. But I need you to hear me. Don't you dare run from it. Don't you dare throw in the towel. Don't you dare believe the lie that says it's always going to feel like this. You're not stuck. You're shifting. You're being moved, elevated, sharpened. And it may not make sense right now. But one day you'll look back and realize that everything you went through was preparing you for everything you prayed for. That fire you're in, it's not forever. But the strength is building in you. That is. The mindset's creating in you. That's for life. The lessons it's teaching you. Those are eternal. So don't run. Don't retreat. Don't wish it away. Embrace it. Face it. Stand tall in it. And then rise. You were made for this moment. You were born with fire inside you. So of course the fire outside you can't win. Let the flames come. Let the pressure rise. Let the world doubt you. But you rise. You rise with boldness. You rise with focus. You rise with the knowledge that this fire isn't your finish line. It's your launch pad. You rise because average was never your calling. Comfort was never your destination. You were never meant to run. You were always meant to rise. You already have what it takes. Now act like it. That's not a cute phrase. That's not a motivational quote to hang on your wall and forget about. That's a declaration. That's a truth that needs to be embedded in your soul, repeated in your mind, and reflected in your actions. Too many of us are walking around with power in our bones, but fear in our step. We're carrying greatness in our DNA, but dragging our feet like we're average. And I'm here to wake you up. You're not missing anything. You're not lacking some magical ingredient. You already have what it takes. Now it's time to move like it. The problem is, somewhere along the way, you started believing the lie. The lie that you needed more approval, more education, more connections, more validation. But the truth is, everything you need is already inside of you. The pain you endured, that gave you grit. The rejection you faced, that taught you resilience. The failure you experienced, that gave you wisdom. Every step of your journey was equipping you for the very thing you keep hesitating on. You think you need a sign? This is it. You already got the tools. What you need now is courage to use them. Stop underestimating yourself. Stop playing small. Stop shrinking to fit into places you've outgrown. You weren't designed to fit in. You were created to stand out. You got ideas that can change lives. You got a voice that can shift atmospheres. You've got a presence that can inspire nations. But none of that matters if you keep waiting for the perfect time. Listen to me. The perfect time is a lie. The perfect time is a trap. The perfect time is right now. You were made for this moment, and you're ready. Not in 5 years, not next month. Right now, acting like you have what it takes doesn't mean pretending you got all the answers. It means moving forward anyway. It means showing up scared. It means pushing through when it's uncomfortable. It means speaking even when your voice shakes. It means taking a shot even if you miss. Because confidence isn't about being fearless. It's about believing that you're worth the risk. You've got to believe in your own potential enough to bet on it. Because the world won't believe in you until you do. Every day you delay, you're training yourself to doubt. Every time you hold back, you're reinforcing hesitation. Every moment you play it safe, you rob yourself of your own evolution. I'm not telling you to be reckless. I'm telling you to stop living in retreat. You were not put here to coast through life. You were born to conquer it. There's a difference between existing and living. And the key to living is purpose, it's drive, it's action. You already have it in you. You just have to activate it. Look at your journey. Really look at it. You've come through things that would have crushed other people. You've fought battles in silence. You've carried weights nobody even knows about. And you still got up. That's not weakness. That's warrior energy. You got scars, but those scars are proof you survived. And if you survive that, you can overcome this. So don't let this moment intimidate you. Don't let the size of the dream scare you. Remember who you are. You are capable. You are equipped. You are chosen. So now the question is, what are you going to do with all that power inside of you? Are you going to sit on it? Are you going to bury it under fear? Or are you going to move with it? Talk with it. Walk with it. Show up with it. Execute with it. Listen to me. Success isn't found in who starts with the most. It's found in who finishes with the most fight. You don't need a perfect plan. You need perfect effort. You don't need everything to be certain. You just need to be committed. The truth is, you've been waiting for something you already possess. You've been praying for strength that's already in your spirit. You've been asking for direction when the map is inside of you. You already have what it takes. You just have to believe it enough to act like it. Because belief without action is dead. It's time to stop saying, "Oh, one day." It's time to stop telling yourself, "Or maybe later." The clock is ticking. Time is moving. The opportunity is now, and you're ready. Look, I know doubt is loud. I know insecurity screams. I know fear can be paralyzing, but none of that changes your power. None of that erases your calling. You can feel all of it and still rise. You can question everything and still step forward. Because movement builds momentum, and momentum builds confidence. And confidence builds outcomes. But it all starts with one thing: a decision. Decide that you are enough. Decide that you're not waiting anymore. Decide that you're going to act like you already have what it takes. Because you do. This world needs your light. Your family needs your fire. Your community needs your courage. But it starts with you, and it starts today. The battlefield is not around you. It's inside you. the wars between your potential and your hesitation. And today, I need you to declare that hesitation loses. Today, fear loses. Today, loses. Because today, you show up different. You walk different. You talk different. You live different. Because you know, without question, you already have what it takes. So now it's time to act like it.